This is Wild About Utah.
Never one to say no to an adventure, this month I found myself sitting in the front row at the Bug Bar at the Natural History Museum in Salt Lake. I was waiting for the Bug Bar to open and serve up some insects. This was the first day of the museum's annual Bug Festival, and the lobby was full of interesting displays and presenters. But the one that intrigued me the most was the one that suggested we should be bringing insects into our kitchens. Soon Megan Bartley, an anthropologist and professional chef, walked onto the stage along with the museum director. She began by telling us North America and Europe were the only two places on Earth where people did not routinely eat insects. After all, she said, insects are high in protein, have no carbs, no fat, and are gluten-free. Furthermore, they can be raised with a lot less water than other foods and do not create greenhouse gases. With all this going for them, Megan was here to prove that insects can also be very tasty. "Are you ready to chow down?" the museum director shouted. "Yes," we shouted back. There was no turning back now. First up on the menu was spicy giant water bug pasta. Small samples were handed out, and I glanced cautiously into the paper cup. I recognized bow tie pasta and a little cilantro, carrots, and onions. No sign of a water bug. I ate my forkful, and it was delicious. Megan told us the water bugs had been ground up and hidden in the imported Thai chili paste. It was the water bugs that gave the pasta a bit of a musky flavor. We moved on to raspberry ant pastries. Here the ants weren't ground up, but more or less hidden in the raspberry jam. Megan told us it was the ants that gave the pastry its citrus kick. Then it was time for the apple slaw and candied crickets. The crickets had been toasted in melted butter, sprinkled with sugar and a pinch of salt, and then tossed with an apple and cabbage slaw. There was a slightly unnerving crunch when I bit into this sample, but I had to admit it too was delicious. The final sample was grasshopper tacos. The dehydrated grasshoppers had been sautéed in olive oil with garlic, onions, and chipotle peppers. They were served on a dollop of guacamole. A quick look, and I could clearly see the grasshopper. But by then, I was ready for it. It was predictably crunchy and also delicious. Megan had proved her point that eating insects could be very tasty. More importantly, she got us thinking that it was time to consider this sustainable source of protein that can help us curb food insecurity in our rapidly growing world. Megan wrapped up with a caution about eating the insects that live around our homes. There's no telling what these insects have been eating. Better to stick with the ones farmed in controlled environments. I whipped out my phone and ordered some black ants and some toasted crickets online. Then I pinned on one of the museum's "I ate a bug" buttons and proudly wore it home. This is Mary Hears, and I'm wild about Utah.